Because the moment you step out from doing the same thing and making a different choice, there's going to be some discomfort because the body subconsciously has been programmed emotionally into the past. So the moment you make a different choice, you're stepping out of the known into the unknown. The body starts influencing the mind to return back to the familiar place. That's why people have difficulty changing. And yet, if meditation is the model to become so familiar with your old self and so familiar with your new self, how many times do we have to forget until we stop forgetting and start remembering? That's the moment called change, okay? Give people the tools and let them practice, and they'll actually start enjoying it, okay? But if you're not being defined by a vision of the future, I assert you're left with the memories of the past, and you'll be predictable in your life. So you wake up in the morning, you see your coworker, you see your husband, you see you're on a Zoom call, you're picking up your cell phone. For most people, it's the environment that's actually causing them to think and feel equal to everything that they know. So it's not their personality that's creating their personal reality. It's their personal reality that's reaffirming their personality. It's their environment that's controlling the way they feel and the way they think. Why? Because every person, your husband, your coworkers, your employees, your dog, your cell phone, every one of those things, you have a neurological network that you've actually created because you've experienced them. And because you've experienced them, you have an emotion associated with them. So if we're not being defined by a vision of the future, when we see the same people and we go to the same places and we do the exact same thing at the exact same time, the environment is controlling the way we feel and the way we think. But if how we think and how we feel actually creates our life, as long as we're thinking equal to everything that we know, everything stays the same because nothing changes in our life until we change. Okay, so the conditioning process, the thought and the feeling, the memory and the emotion, you're thinking in the past when you remember your problems, you feel the emotion associated with it. You're conditioning your body to become the mind of that emotion, and it's so objective. It's believing it's living in the same past experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and now you're headed in a very specific genetic outcome. Okay, you get up in the morning, you do the same thing as you did yesterday. You go through this whole routine, and you keep doing that. Your body's on autopilot now. And a habit is a redundant set of automatic, unconscious thoughts, behaviors, and emotions is acquired through repetition. Habit is when you've done something so many times, the body actually knows now how to do it better than your conscious mind. That means your body is the mind that's dragging you into that predictable future based on what you did in the past, and you lost your free will to a set of programs. Yep. By holding a clear and firm intention and heightening our emotional energy, we have to create a new internal experience in our minds and bodies that's greater than the past external experience. In other words, when we decide to create a new belief, the amplitude or energy of that choice must be high enough that it's greater than the hardwired programs and emotional conditioning in the body. In addition to reorganizing your neurocircuitry, this new signal also begins to rewrite the body's conditioning by breaking the emotional attachment to the past. When that happens, in that second, the body is living fully in the present. It is no longer a prisoner of the past. That heightened energy is felt within the body and translated as a new emotion, which is just another way of saying energy in motion, or emotion. Whether that emotion is feeling invincible, courageous, empowered, compassionate, inspired, or whatever, and it's energy that's changing our biology, our neurocircuitry, and our genetic expression, not chemistry. A similar process happens with the firewalkers, the glass chewers, and the snake handlers. They get clear that they're going to move into a different state of mind and body, and when they hold that firm intention to make that shift, the energy of that decision creates internal changes in their brains and bodies that make them immune to the external conditions in the environment for an extended period of time. Their energy now is protecting them in a way that, in that moment, transcends their biology. As it happens, our neurochemistry isn't the only thing that responds to heightened states of energy. The receptor sites on the outside of the body cells happen to be 100 times more sensitive to energy and frequency than they are to the physical chemical signals like neuropeptides that we know gain access to our cell's DNA. Research consistently reveals
that invisible forces of the electromagnetic spectrum influence every single aspect of cellular biology and genetic regulation. Cell receptors are frequencies specific to incoming energy signals. The energies of the electromagnetic spectrum include microwaves, radio waves, X-rays, extremely low frequency waves, sound harmonic frequencies, ultraviolet rays, and even infrared waves. Specific frequencies of electromagnetic energy can influence the behavior of DNA, RNA, and protein synthesis, alter protein shape and function, control gene regulation and expression, stimulate nerve, cell growth, and influence cell division and cell differentiation, as well as instruct specific cells to organize into tissues and organs. All of these cellular activities influenced by energy are part of the expression of life. And if that's true, then it has to be true for some reason. Remember the 98.5% of our DNA that scientists call junk DNA because it doesn't seem to serve much of a useful purpose. Surely Mother Nature wouldn't place all of this encoded information in our cells, waiting to be read without giving us the ability to create some type of signal to unlock it. After all, nature doesn't waste anything. Could it be that your own energy and consciousness is what creates the right kind of signal outside of the cells to enable you to tap into that vast parts list of potentials? And if that was true, if you changed your energy, could that help you access your true ability to authentically heal your body? When you change your energy, you change your state of being. And the rewiring in the brain and the new chemical emotions in the body trigger epigenetic changes. And the result is that you become quite literally a new person. The person you were before is history. A part of that person simply vanished along with the neurocircuitry, chemical, emotional addictions, and genetic expression that supported your old state of being.